This week I'm driving the 2023 Nissan Z. For 2023, Nissan offers us a new generation of their sport car, the Z. Now it's only called the Z, it's not the 400Z. We used to have the 350Z, the 370Z, but now it's only the Z. So it's a brand new generation, new style, new interior, new engine and all that. The platform is pretty similar to the 370Z. Under the hood, we can find a V6 3-liter twin turbo, good for 400 horsepower and 350 foot-pounds of torque. This engine is matched to a 6-speed manual transmission. You can also have the automatic transmission. Today I'm driving the manual one. I think this is one of the engine borrowed from the Infiniti products. Big improvement over the V6 3.5 liter. Having this twin turbo setup, you know, a push grade, it's got a great sound. Performance wise, we can do the 0 to 100 kilometers in about 4.5 seconds, 4.3, 0 to 60 miles an hour. Pretty decent. I think you can do a little bit better with the automatic transmission. Decent numbers there. It's not the best. Quarter mile, you can do it in 12.9 seconds. Once again, similar numbers we can find with the competition, maybe a bit slower, but this engine seems pretty strong, especially when we push it, and also this car seems lighter weight, so I can see a lot of potential, especially for the tuners. And you know, all through the years the tuners love to tune those Z. So driving the new Z on the road, now I'm in some country, windy roads. It's a pretty nimble car, great handling, easy to push, you know, down the curves. It's way easier to push it down the curve than any Camaros, Mustangs and all that. It feels more nimble. It feels more lightweight. Also, it's easier to drive. We've got a better vision. We don't have a big hood. Also on the side, we've got some big blind spot. The rear vision is also pretty narrow, but in the front we've got a really good vision, way better than the Camaro. But you know, driving this thing is really fun. The suspension, it's got a really nice setup. It's a mix of comfort with good handling. It's not too rough. You know, I'm in Quebec right now, so the roads are not the best, and it can handle easily the bumps and the tight curves and all that. So it's a nice setup. We don't have any fancy adjustment like we can find maybe inside of a Mustang or a Hyundai products, but this is cool. You know, they keep it plain and simple at Nissan to keep the cost low. I think we're not able to adjust the suspension, the exhaust, you know, the steering wheel and all that, all the new gadgets we can find now these days in sport cars. We don't have it really inside of this Nissan, but otherwise, you know, comfortable on the road. You don't get beat up with that suspension and those seats, and you know, tons of grips also when you push it, and that engine loves to rev. When you really push it, you know, you can squeeze out those horsepower easily. And also, you know, we've got a way better sound than the previous 350 and 370Z. For my point of view, I was not a big fan of that V6 naturally aspirated sound. This one with the twin turbo, it's a better sound to my ears. Exterior wise, brand new design for 2023, and this model has been inspired by a few Z model from the history. First of all, if we look at the front, those headlights are inspired by the 240Z. Those are teardrop headlights. We've got a big entrance for the air in the front, all square up. It's not everyone who loves that front bumper with that big entrance for the air, but from my point of view, it's the ideal place to put a big intercooler for your turbos. But this is really the tuner who's speaking inside of me. If we step on the side of this new Z, we can notice on top of the windows, the door, we've got that silver blade. It's a katana. That's the design. So this Z has been inspired from a few models from all the generation, and also keep its roots from Japan. So we've got the katana shape on the side. Also the wheels are raised, really good brand of wheels if you know your Japanese wheels and all that. that. If we step in the back, we've got a dual exhaust, and also the rear end, it's been also inspired by the Nissan 300ZX. I really like that model. This is one of my favorite. I really like the rear end of this car. And what I really like about this new Z, it keeps really its Japanese roots, the history of the Z, especially in a market of sport cars with the Mustang, the Challenger, and the Camaro, who's got a lot of history and really represent the USA. I really like this Z, keep the roots of Japan. Stepping inside of this Nissan Z, it's plain and simple. It's a little bit tight for a tall guy like me. The roof is pretty low, but still I fit in, and it's comfortable. Once you're inside of this car and you find your sweet spot to you know, put the seat and all that, even if you're 6'3" like me, it's comfortable. You know, the interior of this car, it's plain and simple. Keep it real to the sport car roots. It's not the most technological, most modern interior, and I like that. You know, everything is at the right place. We got some nice, you know, material and leather, and also Alcantara in the doors and all that. We've got places to put bottles of water in the doors, here also in the middle. We've got a place to recharge our phone. I really like that. Sometimes it's missing. It's a little bit like the recipe of the Subaru BRZ, you know, plain and simple. Keep it like the cost low, but you know, it's a nice interior still. We got a really good screen also, plain and simple, not too big obviously, but still, you know, same screen you can find in other Nissan products. Digital cluster in front of me with a big RPM gauge. We've got also 3 other classic analog gauge. One's gonna say the boost, the other one the turbo speed, and the other one the voltage of battery. Really like that. It really feels sport car. Nice steering wheel also. You know, we've got the big letter Z in the middle, so we're not really in a Nissan, we're inside of a Z. That's cool. Those seats are good, you know, not too tight. Still, we've got some support, but comfortable for a long road trip like today. Trunk wise, not the biggest trunk on the market, but still you can put a couple of like luggage in that trunk. We've got that big braces to give more rigidity to the chassis. That's good, you know, that's classic 350 370Z. Fuel economy wise, you can do around 12 liters per 100 kilometers. Obviously today, you know, I'm not testing this car for a full week, so it's just an estimate, you know, of like country roads, highway, and some cities. Decent, you know, especially when you don't really push it. I think with that twin turbo setup, you can save probably some fuel, especially doing a lot of highway. You know, normal type of fuel economy on this side. Price wise, the Nissan Z starts just under 49,000 Canadian. Pretty decent price, you know, for this kind of sport car. Obviously the model I'm driving today, it's a little bit more equipped than the base model, but still with the manual transmission. Right there with the competition, maybe a little bit cheaper also within the competition, especially when you start to equip those Mustang GTs and Camaro SS and all that. I think they can get pretty pricey quickly. A good sport car for the price, good also to bring it to the track. I think it's nice to have a little something different from the Challenger, Mustang, Camaros and all that. It's a really fun car to drive, especially for that price. I think Nissan really hit the sweet spot with that formula, not putting too much stuff inside of this car to bring the price up. This car is still affordable. Enthusiasts can still, you know, be able to purchase this Nissan Z. So it's a really nice formula, and you know what I really like, you know, it's Nissan are keeping those sport cars alive, and they're not sharing this car with another manufacturers, you know, probably, you know, using a BMW engine or something like that. They keep it real to their roots, and I really appreciate Nissan is still doing those sport cars, and they're doing a nice formula. So overall, I really like this car. I think you've got a different experience of driving than the competition. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new Z. Do you like the powertrain, the design, and all that? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and we're gonna see each other on the next review.